Hi friends, Glenda Vollet here and welcome to my craft room. Tonight I am going to show you another fun fold. And this one I got as a card in the mail from Connue U, who spends a lot of time here and joins us all the time. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. I have to. Some days my life just is not as techie as it should be. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I keep forgetting that I can't see names in my VIP group. So I have to do that. And then I have to do this. Sorry for the delay, but this way I get to see that one. Oh, okay, that's just bizarre. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, I'm sorry because it shouldn't be doing what it's doing. Okay, there. Now I can see names. Hi, Nadine and Holly. Thanks for joining me. That's awesome. All right, we're good to go. I can't see. I'm about this big, but I don't need to see me. Hi, Marcia. As long as you guys can see me, that's the important thing. I had a lovely visit with Irene and Jeff yesterday from Maple Ridge. They're on their way to Tofino, and she called me up and said, "Hey, we're going right by your house. Can I drop in and say hi?" She did. It was wonderful. So if you're ever in Port Alberni on Vancouver Island, heading towards Tofino, you go past my house within 2 blocks when you do that. So please stop in and say hi. It was wonderful. Okay, let me flip you around. You've seen enough of me. Hi. I'm cold tonight. I've got my big fluffy sweater on. The sweater, it's too big for me, but I don't want to get rid of it because it's so nice and warm. Okay, gonna do this. Gonna do that. I'm going to show you the card that Connie sent me. But first of all, I found a treasure. On Tuesday, I had to go over what we call the hump, which is over to the other side of the island. We have to go through a mountain pass. That's why it's called the hump. And I stopped in at the Dutch store that's over there. And look what I found. Sugar-free licorice. Who out there likes black licorice? They had all sorts. I got a whole bag of sugar-free wine gums too. But those have maltitol in them, so I'm not eating them all, a whole bunch of them at once. But this black licorice is amazing stuff. And you know what? It doesn't affect my tummy at all. So I thought I'd share it with everybody. So who would like a piece of sugar-free black licorice? I'm going to have to make sure next time I go over there, I stop in and get some more. Yes, Nadine, big, sloppy, and comfortable is always a keeper. It is. Hi, Pat. Pat, for your hubby at the Dutch store in Coombs. Lots of sugar-free stuff. Okay, so here's the card we're going to make. Look at this. It's got this front flap that has a little secret hidden message. Oh, Nadine, got one on its way to you. And then it's also got an inside. And can you see what I did around the corners here? Can you see? There's a bit of a technique I'm going to show you tonight. I remembered this. I did it a few years ago and it turned out really well. So I thought I'd show you again tonight. And then this is a sneaky peeky of a piece from the, what did I do with my recipe? Oh, there it is. Because I don't remember the name of it. It's called Frames and Flowers Designer Paper. And it has a few pre-cut pieces. And this is one of them. Look at that. All right. And there's the envelope. Now, don't forget my Summer Creative Escape is open now for registration, along with my tools class, my Magnolia class, and In Color Club and product shares. Lots going on in my craft room right now. Okay, so this is the card I got from Connie. And this is designer paper that we had a while ago. And I love how she just used it without having to color it. And then this is a die cut and it's embossed. And then, oops, that's the die from Notes of Nature. We just used that on a card yesterday in my club. And then it had a little secret message inside. And then there's an inside as well. And then she used a little bit more of that designer paper. So thank you, Connie. I believe she's still away visiting her grandbaby and her family. Hi, Wendy. But I'm keeping this one because, oh, I just dropped all my pieces. That's going to be this is my template, because I decided that why recreate a template when I've already got it, right? So there we go. Thanks, Connie. So we're going to recreate this one. It is beautiful, isn't it, Nadine? Connie makes some pretty cards. Okay. So to make this card, put that up there. I'm going to get my mouse out of the way. And I'm going to run through the supplies you need to recreate this one. Now, I'm doing it a little bit different. I'm going to use different colors and different designer paper, just to show you that you don't have to do these cards exactly this way, same way I am. Now, hi, Val. And Kathy. Oh, Kathy, you and your internet. Have I showed you the Frames and Flowers designer paper? I got a whole whack of new stuff the other day. Maybe I need to go online tomorrow night and show you some new stuff that I got. What do you think? Only in my VIP group, maybe? Okay, card base, thick basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and folded in half. Then I got 5 1/4 by 4 basic white for the inside. This is another piece of the same designer paper. And the Frames and Flowers designer paper. I just picked a different pattern so that I could bring in some Calypso coral. And I'm going to use Lost Lagoon, and I have some for the decorating. But I want to show you the technique first, because it show you, yes, not tonight, but maybe I'll go live tomorrow night after we have our family dinner. Okay, so this technique, you do it right on your card base. So you need a Post-it note or a mask, some of our masking paper, and ask me why I didn't use my masking paper. Now, technically, I guess I don't really need masking paper because I'm going to cover it up. Let's try it without the masking paper. I don't see why it won't work. Anyways, we're going to try it. Okay, I need to hang on. I need to get some paper, and I forgot to get my machine. So I'll get that while I'm up here too. Some days. We had unexpected grandchild here for dinner with us tonight. I'm going to move that for a sec so I don't get ink all over it. Holy man, words are really difficult tonight. We had to pick him up from his class this afternoon. He does this most amazing outdoor class, and he absolutely loves it. Okay, I'm going to use Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. And on this one, I use Shaded Spruce and Summer Splash. So I brought in one of the new colors. But this one, I'm going to try this. And I'm going to see if I can do it without the mask, because I don't know why I would need the mask. Oh, somebody says, didn't you use your masking paper? I asked you to ask me that, didn't I? Uh-huh. Well, it's because I forgot. I know. Some days. Okay, I'm just going to stop doing that. Because when I'm talking with my friends and they say something negative about themselves, I say, stop talking like that about my friend. So now I'm going to stop talking about myself like that. We're going to do this, and this is going to work. So this is Lost Lagoon. I'm just loading up my brush. And I'm just going to go on the edge. And you don't go all the way across. You just go part of the way down and feather it. And you do have to use a lot. So if you don't have an inked up ink pad, then it probably isn't going to turn out as good as it should. So. Oh, and I was talking to my friend Karen B today. Karen and I are online buddies and we meet up at Stamping Up events. And we are accountability buddies, which means that when she says, I'm going to do this by this date, I check with her and follow up and make sure she's actually doing it. And she does the same thing for me. But we were talking today and she said one of her downline, Timothy, bought an uninked white craft pad. Hey, Renee. And Holly. Holly, did you get my message about your catalog? I don't remember whether I heard back from you. Anyways, her downline Timothy told her he bought one of the white craft pads because it comes uninked. So you get a refill and you ink it yourself. And he bought one and he inked it with Memento ink instead of the white because he already had a white. And he turned, you know how the Memento ink pad, you got to do the twist and shout thing all the time to make it work? Well, he doesn't have to because now he's got one of our lovely foam pads for Memento ink. It was like mind blowing. Oh my God, where was that for the past how many years we've had Memento ink? Hi, Lena. Okay, so now I'm taking Pretty Peacock, which is darker than Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to do the same thing, only I'm not going to go down quite as far. Now this you really have to ink up, and you just want there to be lovely, very lovely, thick, rich color around the edge. See that? Look at that. What do you think? Does anybody remember when I did this technique? Must have been like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. So I'm going to order myself one of those white ink pads and I'm going to ink it up with Memento ink and I will report back to you how it works. Every once in a while, you know, you get somebody tells you something and it's one of those mind-blowing moments. We call them aha moments. And that's why I go to the various Stamping Up events because I always come home with an aha moment. There we go. So let's get that. Where did I put that piece of designer paper? Look at this. Oh, yes. Perfect. It's ready. Anytime your coil bound one is ready for you. I picked them up on Wednesday. Okay, I didn't pick it up. Ted picked it up because I had a class. So it's ready to go. If you can't find the message, I don't remember whether I emailed or messaged you. If you can't find it, let me know. And we're done. Now, what do you think? Is that going to make a pretty background or what? Now, what I did do is before I went any further, I added Wink of Stella because I wanted there to be some bling around the edges. And if you do it now, then it's a lot easier than trying to put it on after you get the designer paper on. So all of this, and I haven't done, oh, Cameron's sneaking in. He must be coming in to get some chocolate or something. Cameron is well acquainted with Grandma's candy drawer. Aren't you? He won't say anything. He's shy. He's cute, but shy. Okay, so there's my cornering. Can you see the bling on there? Ooh, doggy, that turned out good. Clean your Wink of Stella off before you continue on, because otherwise the next time you go to do something, you'll have Pretty Peacock on it. Bye. See you tomorrow. Okay, there's the card. Now, this is going to go on here like that. Now, you don't have to do this corner and this corner. You could do the other ones. Yeah, it's a really cool technique. And you can use, like, you can go in there with a bit of maybe early espresso and make it really dark right in the very corners so that you have the different colors. That's going to look good. But I can't put this on because the flat part has to go on before we put the designer paper on there. So let's get that cut. I can bring this back in so now you can see it. So I have 2 pieces of basic one, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 and 3 by 3. Oh, thank you, ladies. And I never did tell you what I was going to use because I got so excited. Thoughtful Wishes, new stamp set and dies from the new catalog, available May the 1st. Oh, I like them. So I'm going to use those. And of course, my Thoughtful Expressions dies because I'm in mourning and I'm going to use them as much as I can. And you may even see me using them after they retire. And I'm going to finish off with some Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. These are in the catalog as well, so they carried over. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to cut the biggest of the Thoughtful Expressions dies on that one, and then skip one and do the next one. So I'm using number 6 and number 4. And we'll just cut those out. I am trying to get a set of these dies for a customer who missed out on them. So I'm hoping they're supposed to be getting a supply in that they weren't going to sell. I don't know why they won't sell them, but anyways, I keep hoping they're going to show up. And I keep stalking the inventory status report. So if anybody knows anybody who has a set of the dies for sale in Canada, let me know. I just want the dies because she already has the stamp set. Okay, so that's for the inside. This is for the front. And then I have some Lost Lagoon and some Calypso Coral. And we're going to use these dies. So I've done a thing. And I don't remember whether I told you about this or not before, but when I get a set of dies in now, before I use them, before I take them off the cardboard, I photocopy the cardboard with the dies on it. And then I am attaching them with some double-sided tape to one of my magnetic sheets. So then all I have to do is look and see which dies are not on here. I don't have to count them anymore. And I don't have to fight to figure out where my dies are going to go to make them all go back on the magnetic sheet. It's another one of those aha moments, right? Okay, so I'm not putting adhesive sheet on any of these because they're going to hang off the edge. So that is going on Lost Lagoon. And then, yes, just one of each of these. I'm going to cut. I don't know why I have that, but I might need it. I'm going to cut that and that and that out on the machine. Oops. Move that down. I've had a lot of fun playing with some of my new stuff. So I think I will go live tomorrow night. Probably not until 8 o'clock. It'll be either 7 or 8. I will let you know. And I'll show you all the new stuff I got. That's coming out the 1st of May. Okay, so we have this die cut. And that one is still stuck in there, so we'll just pop that one out. There's that die cut. And see, now all I have to do is just put them right there. Oops. Of course, it helps put it on the right one. That one. And that one. Look at that. I'm so excited. Some days it's the little things that make me excited, right? Okay. This one out. This one is really nice and tiny. And why didn't I use my brush before I took it out of the die? That would have been smart. Oh well. So did anybody get to be crafty today? Anybody make a card besides me? I was playing with a set called Country Birdhouse today. I'm trying to get some samples made for my catalog launch party that's coming up. I've got it scheduled for May the 11th. So we'll see. If I come home not sick from Mexico, then I'll go ahead. But if I'm sick, I may have to postpone it. I don't plan on being sick. I've got my tea tree oil is already packed. I got the important stuff packed. My tea tree oil, my sunscreen, my rash guard shirt, and my bathing suits, and my water shoes. So I'm ready to go for most of the stuff. Who needs a toothbrush, right? They provide toothbrushes down there. Okay, there we go. That was cut out. They just didn't come out with the die. Ah, yes. Renee, it's a lovely set. I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and get my scoreboard. Oh, Pat was using Layers of Beauty and the masks. Nice. Lena got to be crafty today. Okay, so now I have to line this up so that I can make a score line down there. So I'm going to, because I want it straight, and this is not a straight edge, at my 6-inch mark, I've used a pencil and I've gone along in here so I can use it in the middle like this. So I'm going to line this up. And then where did I go? That's somewhere around here. You just have to have enough to fold under so that it holds on to underneath your card. So I don't know, what is that? It's like 1/2 inch, I guess. Okay, I'm going to put this away. Wendy made a sympathy card for a friend. Used the template she made. Oh, that was good. Reusing is good. And I'm sorry that you had to make a sympathy card, though. That sucks. Okay, so we'll fold that over and do my usual back and forth thing. I don't know how Connie got hers to lay so flat, other than the fact that it came in the mail to me. That could have been it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my designer paper. Now this is 5 by 3 3/4 inch. And I'm going to put adhesive on there and just slide it over top like this. So now let's get some Tombow on there. Nadine finished the alterations to her granddaughter's formal for her. Oh, you were sewing today. How cool is that? And to sew for your granddaughter? That's awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to put some Tombow along here, like that. And it's kind of centered. And just fold it over, and I'll just hold it for a couple of seconds just till it grabs hold. There we are. So there's our front. Look at that. Is that cool? This is such a fun fold, and it's so easy to do. And I love the fact that it's got a secret hidey hole in it. I lost my die cut, people. How the world can I lose that great big huge die cut? Did it go on the floor? Okay, anybody see what happened to my die cut? Maybe I need to take my sweater off. Yep, it's on the floor. Oh dear. Okay, let's get some glue on the back of these so they're ready to go when I'm ready to put them on. I'm also getting ready to put my order for the product shares in on the 1st of May. Now I am going to be in Mexico, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. Whether I'll be able to do it on my phone down there or if I'm going to have to wait till I get home. I haven't figured that one out yet. Stamping Up has said that they will have a computer down there for us to use, but one computer, 350 demonstrators. You see the issue, right? So I've made a list. I've added it up so I know what it's going to come to so I can make sure I'm getting everything I should be getting. And hopefully I'll be able to order it on the 1st, and then I just have to wait for it to come in. Okay, we're getting some adhesive on here, and I'm not going right out to the edges because it's going to hang over. Go with my sweater. Make sure you put roaming on your phone. Yeah, the issue, Wendy, is that my phone doesn't work down in Mexico, so I'm in the process of changing plans. And Mollett's Law. Have I told you guys about Mollett's Law before? Well, let me tell you, Mollett's Law is, if you know Murphy's Law, Mollett's Law is Murphy's Law on steroids. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me. So we have a plan through Zoomer. Zoomer is 4G, not 5G. So it won't work in the States and it won't work in Mexico, which are the two places I need it to work the most. So they are part of the Rogers network, but they have recently made a deal with Rogers that their Zoomer customers can upgrade to Rogers 5G. I know they call it their red something or other. Red, I don't know, some red plan. And you just got to call in and say that you want to change your plan over to Rogers. And it's less a month, but instead of 6 gigs of data, I'm going to get 10. And it's 5G, so I can use it in the States and in Mexico. And they have a roaming plan. So I did this last week and I said, I want to do this. And they said, okay. So then I get an email that they've accepted it and they're working on it. And she told me 3 days. So then the next day I get this email and they say, sorry, but your birth date is not the same as it is on your identification. Say what now? So they said you need to upload your driver's license. Well, I'm not uploading my driver's license on the internet. That is not happening. So I phoned them and we figured it out. He said, yeah, it's good to go. And you'll be able to, we'll get this working for you. So 3 days later, I still haven't heard anything. So I'm going to stamp this in here. That's Memento. And this, I used Summer Splash, but I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. So I haven't heard anything. So today I had to make 4 phone calls till I got a hold of somebody. And only to find out that there is nothing on my account to indicate that I called in and fixed up my birth date. Yes, the note is there that says, I'm sorry, but your birth date doesn't match. So the lady I talked to is the same one I talked to when I told them, yes, I want to do this. And she was astounded. She said, I have no idea what's going on. Of course, because it's Mullet's Law, right? I didn't tell her that. So she said, I will call you back. I got to get a hold of my, what department did she call it? Logistics department, and find out what's going on. She said, I will get back to you before I leave today. So, of course, she's in like Central Time or Eastern Time or something. I don't know what she was. She phoned me at 4:15 because she was on her way home. And she said, I haven't heard anything. They're still working on it. So I will call you tomorrow and let you know. So hopefully they're going to figure this out. And I might actually get my new cell phone plan before I go away. Yep, that's my life. Welcome to my life. Okay, so I'm going to use Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to ink this up and stamp it off. And then I'm going to, look at this. I keep grabbing the pieces on my sweater. I'm going to go over top of this because I want it to be light in behind there. There we go. So that's going to be the hidden message in behind. And then I have my inside piece. And we're going to put the same stamp. Oops, it's got an X on it. Let's turn that over. So, long story long, Wendy, I'm working on getting a roaming plan. If not, well, I'll just have to do what I did when I went to Houston. I only have phone when I'm got Wi-Fi, because then I can use WhatsApp. But that does, oops, look at that, I ghosted. Well, it doesn't help me when people want to message me. I can do Facebook Messenger, but I can't do text messages. Anyways, look at that. I got it again. I'm taking my sweater off. Hang on, because it's starting to bother me now. Oh. When I went to Vegas in August, we were down there for long enough. I just bought a SIM card and put the SIM card in. It cost me $30, which was cheaper than the $12 a day that they normally charge. But I didn't do that when we went to Houston. Okay, so now I'm going to put the hidden message in here and make sure that it's covered. Like that. Yay! Now, this big one, let's pull this back in. Going to go on here. Like that. And then we'll have one here. And then we'll put the other one in over there. And I'm going to take my block and I'm just going to burnish those on there so that they stay. Are you guys still out there? Did you get tired of listening to my tale of woe? Okay, this has popped up on Dimensionals. The sentiment. And I'm going to put it right there. And I've got it hanging over, so that's why I didn't put the Dimensionals right out to the edge, because I wanted it hanging over. There's our front. Now, I know my inside is around here somewhere. There it is. Oh, Valerie's still there. Yay! So I can show you this designer paper tonight. What time is it? We've still got time. I haven't got time to show you everything, but I will get this flowers and frames designer paper out because it wasn't on the pre-order, so demonstrators don't have it yet. But I was lucky that I won it as a prize patrol when we were down there. Okay, now I'm going to finish it off with some petal pink pretty peacock foiled gems. On this one, I used the new In Color Shimmer gems. They are gorgeous. I like them. But this one, I'm going to use these because I can. All right, so what do you think about the card and the technique? Yes, no, if you like it, make sure you hit those emojis. Let everybody know that you like it. Oh, I don't like the pink ones. They're coming back up. I'm going to use the pretty peacock ones. Yeah, that's better. That would be better. One there. And we'll put one over here. Maybe a couple of the pink ones. One there. And we'll put one up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Oh, thanks for dropping in, Renee. Have a good night. We'll see you soon. Oh, Nadine's going to case it. Yay. Thanks. Thanks, Marcia. Janet loves it too. Isn't that cute? A little bit of a hidden message in there. So, thanks, Connie. Ooh, look at this. We have an escapee. Have an escapee from the asylum. Put that back in here. All right. We are done. Oh, I do have a card to show you. I got a card in the mail from Valerie. I'm sure it was Valerie. Let me check. Yep, it was Valerie. Look, Valerie made me a card. Isn't that cool? She made this little circle, folded it in half, put dimensionals in the middle of it, and then these are up on pieces of window sheet. Isn't that fun? I love it. And it just bops away. Oh, she's colored these with something too, because I think those are the ones we had. Or maybe there's not Stampin' Up ones. Did a little bit of ribbon stuff there. Cool. Thanks, Val. Oh, you guys are so nice. Thanks, Wendy. I might have your address, Valerie. Yes, that designer paper, Holly, is amazing. Let me get it and I will show it to you. I will find it. I will find it and I will give you a little sneaky peeky. And then tomorrow night, I will go live and show you all of the stuff I got. Now, this designer paper is a little bit different because if you remember the names, it's frames and flowers. I got to move stuff so that I don't get ink all over my designer paper here. Let's just move this out of the way. Oops. Oh, that's so shiny with that Winkostella on the corner. Oh, yes, they are Stampin' Up. There's what are they called? Wait. Is it Faceted Gems Trios? They were last Christmas, I do believe. Okay, so here's the paper. And of course I've cut it. So it's double-sided paper. So one side is a lovely neutral wash pattern. And then the other side, let's just move this out of the way so you can actually see it. The other side, that's the pattern I just used. So you only get one sheet of each of these three. So there's this one with that on the back, and then this one with this on the back, and then there's this one. and that's the back. So you can use both sides of these. And I love the colors. And then what I usually do is I put them together like this. So then when I'm going through to see which one I want to use, I can see both sides at the same time. Okay, so 3 sheets of this 12 by 12 paper. And then you get 3 sheets with frames and flowers. And these are laser cut. Now I had, because they're laser cut and they're partially popped out, I had to take them all out and put them in little bags because they were difficult to control because they kept flopping everywhere. So the one I used on the first card I made, this one, that's one of these frames that I used. This was a piece of the designer paper. Okay, so these are only single-sided. So there's one, then there's this one, and then there's this cool one, and it's got, the center is also laser cut, so you can pop that out, and then you have a frame. And then you can use this to do your sentiment or something on, and then die cut it so that your sentiment matches the background of whatever your frame is. And then there's this cool one, and it's the same way, has the centerpiece. And there's another one, but I already used it on a card, and my card is already on a display getting ready for my catalog launch party on the 11th of May. 11th of May? Yes, 11th of May. So put that on your calendars. If you live close, it's from 1 to 4 in my craft room or in my studio. And if you're not, I'm going to go live at 7 o'clock and we'll have a virtual one. Okay, so this is another sheet of the laser cut frames and flowers. Maybe I'll just, it's difficult to see them on that paper. So let me just go on to the white here. There, that'll be easier for you. So look at these. Are these not amazing? The best thing about these is they're not on a white background. So I can put these on a white card base and not have to worry that the whites don't match. And there's lots of them. And this is one sheet. Okay, so there's another one of those. And there's this one. And some of that. These. That. There's some of these, some of those. Well, you get the idea. There's like so many of these. And there's not a lot of them are duplicates. There's a couple duplicates of the little ones. Then there's this. So you could do a little sentiment, cut it out with one of the dies and pop it up on that. Then there's these frames. So all of these come with centers, and most of these ones had these little flowers or leaves or something in the center. So you just pop those centers out. And there's another one. And then there's lots of these little flowers hanging around. There's lots of really good choices on this, Janet. You're right. Okay, I got to get these packed up again. They're a little fragile in that you don't want to just put them all together because you will end up with them ripped. But I really like the fact that they're not on white, so I can put them right onto anything and they'll look cool. Okay, pop them back in here. And then there's one more bag of basically the same kind of things, but just in different So there's a couple of corners. That. And this. These. And once again, these will be, this paper is available the 1st of May to order. Now, if you get my paper shares, you will get 6x6 of all of 3 of these sheets. Plus, I'm going to dole out the frames and flowers parts equally among 4 people. So you're going to get a quarter of these frames and flowers, and I'm not guaranteeing which ones you'll get. It'll just be whatever I manage to separate out. So look, we've got one going one way, one going the other way. This one, got one going one way, one going the other way. Some more of those little flowers. Nice bouquet. The circle one, like there's lots of them in here. There's another oval frame with a couple of leaves on the inside and another circle frame. So lots and lots of choices in here. And by getting the paper share, you're going to get a sample of all of what is available out there. All the new papers. Okay, so there's the show and tell for the night. Is there a stamp set? Nadine, there sort of is a stamp set. I can't show it to you because, you know, it's in the catalog and I can't show you the catalog. Look, I had mine coil bound and I'm so excited. Okay, so they're right at the front of the catalog. And I'm not going to show you the catalog, but I am going to tell you. Okay, so the paper is on page 29, and there is a stamp set on page 28 called Poised Peony, but it's just peony flowers, so it really doesn't have anything to do with this paper at all. So I guess the answer to your question, Nadine, is no. There's not a coordinating stamp set like there was with Forever Fern. You could use Forever Fern, though, if you happen to still have the Forever Fern stamp set. That would work really well with this paper, because paper is along the lines of what that designer paper was. There was somebody on a Canadian website today looking for Forever Fern stamp set in dies, and I thought, good luck, you're not getting mine. I'm never giving those ones up. Yeah, no, you didn't miss it. Not at all. All right, well, there's our card for tonight. I am so glad that you joined me for a little bit in my craft room. Oh, Holly's got her wish list, just increased another package of paper. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will let you know what time tomorrow night, and I'll go through the papers and embellishments and stamp sets and stuff that I have so far. And maybe I'll tell you what's on my really long wish list too. Thanks. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you soon in my craft room. Stamp and smiles, and bye for now.